here at Downey Yoga. We're going to get started in just a moment or two. We're going to be using a prop today, so if you happen to have a yoga block, go ahead and make sure you have at least one handy. But it doesn't really need to be a yoga block. It can be really anything you can hold in your hands, right? We're not going to put any weight into it, right? So go ahead and find that, place that off to the side, and we're going to get started in a comfortable seated position at the back of your mat. Right, so go and start to make your way there. If you want to use your block, you can go and get started by taking a seat on your block. You can sit on your shins or maybe crisscross, whatever feels most comfortable for you, right? Heck, you can even be lying down for all I know, right? But once you find your way there, go and start to close your eyes. We'll take a moment or two here to connect to our breathing, right? So without moving your breath just yet. In fact, let's start with a few breaths all together, right? Just to kind of release a little bit here, right? So let's take a nice full deep inhale through the nose. And then open mouth exhale. And we'll do that 2 more times. Full breath in. And then open mouth exhale. And 1 more time. Deep inhale. Really fill your lungs. And then open mouth exhale. Let it go. All right, just for a few moments here with your eyes closed. Right, just without moving your breath just yet. Just take a few moments to be with your breath. And what I mean by that is just notice any sensations your breath may be creating in your body. Perhaps notice the rhythm or the pace of your breathing. Right, just for a few moments here as you perhaps begin to notice your mind wanting to drift away to some thought or some other destination. Right? See if you can just gently guide your thoughts, your awareness back to your breathing for just another moment or two here. Notice all the things that want to pop up or take a hold of your attention, right? But by bringing your awareness back to your breathing, you start to cultivate your ability to create a sense of stillness, a sense of steadiness, right? So let's go and start to move our breath here a little bit more. With the eyes still closed, let's take a nice full deep breath in through the nose. Another open mouth exhalation. All right, we'll begin to breathe in and out now through the nose, right? A little more slowly. So take a slow inhalation through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and pause. And then slow exhalation through the nose for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And again, pause. We'll do it again just like that. Inhale slowly for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and pause. Maybe sip in just a little bit more if you can. And then slowly exhale through the nose for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and pause. Maybe exhale a little bit more if you can. Right. We'll add some pauses along the way, 2 to be exact. Right. So inhale again slowly through the nose for 1, 2, 3, and then pause. Inhale some more for 4, 5, 6, and then pause again. And then complete the inhalation, full breath in for 7 and hold. And then we'll do that in reverse. So slowly exhale through the nose for 7, 6, 5, and pause. Slowly exhale some more, 4, 3, 2, and pause. Right, and maybe get a little active in the belly, right? All the way out. Exhale for 1, and then hold. One more time, just for fun. Inhale slowly for 1, 2, 3, and pause. Inhale some more, 4, 5, 6, and pause. All the way up, full breath in for 7, and hold. Maybe sip in a little bit more if you can. And then slowly exhale, 7, 6, 5, and pause. Exhale some more, 4, 3, 2, and pause. All the way out. Engage the belly. Exhale for 1 and hold. Last one. Awesome. Take a full breath in. Deep inhale. And then just sigh it out. Let it go. Right, bring both hands to your heart. Interlace your fingers and just circle the hands around. Right, just moving in any direction that feels best for you. And then switch directions. Right, such as life. All right, come back to center with the hands. Flip the palms up towards the ceiling. Take a big breath in. Look up towards the hands. As you exhale, bend the elbows. Lower the hands behind your head. And point your left elbow towards the floor. Right, so right elbow will point straight up. All right, then again, inhale. Press the palms up towards the ceiling and look up. And as you exhale, lower the hands and bring your right elbow towards the floor. And again, inhale, press the palms up and look up. And exhale, bend the elbows, point the left elbow down, right elbow up. Inhale, press up and look up. Exhale, lower the hands and switch sides. One more time. As you inhale, press both hands up overhead. This time, release the fingertips. As you exhale, bring both hands down to your heart. Right, bring the palms to touch. Right, reclose your eyes if they happen to be open. Right, and take a moment or two here to reconnect to your breath. Right, now begin to move your breath intentionally. Right, if you haven't done so already. Right, it doesn't have to be the deepest or the longest breath you ever made or created in your life. Right, just a rhythm that feels comfortable for your body. And as you start to create or connect to this rhythm in your breathing, right, if you'd like to also set an intention for your practice this evening, right, take a moment or two here to do that too. All right, take a nice full breath in. And then open mouth exhale. Awesome. Continue to breathe steadily, and then make your way onto your hands and knees, right, so into your tabletop. Right, so go and shift forward, remove any props that you may have off to the side, and go and set them somewhere towards the back edge of your mat. And as you make your way into your tabletop, rotate your hands so that the fingers point outwards, right? So hands are still beneath your shoulders, but the thumbs point forward, right? Spread your fingers gently and press into your fingertips, and then begin to rock from side to side. All right, take a peek back at your knees. Make sure your knees are actually beneath your hips, so if your knees are touching, walk some space beneath your knees. And if it feels good to maybe add a little twist in the hips, or maybe you have some good music going at home, you want to connect to the music a little bit, right? No, you can totally do this or move as much as you want, right? No one's there to judge, right? Hopefully you're not there judging yourself as well, right? Let's start to come back to center. We're going to move our body here to warm up the wrists and forearms a little bit more. So you're going to flip the hands so that the palms face up, but the fingers still point inwards, right? So this is a little intense. So if you need to step the knees a little bit closer to the hands, know that you can. And then just bend and straighten the arms. Right, so just pressing into the palms, keep the fingers spread gently, maybe pressing into the fingernails, right? All right, then straighten the arms as much as you comfortably can. Right, place the palms on the floor once again, but this time point the fingers back towards the knees, and we'll warm up the wrists and forearms some more, and the spine as well. Right, so as you press into the palms, lengthen through the shoulders, tuck the toes, take a full breath in, lift your chin, lift your tailbone. Right, feel the belly button pulling towards the floor. Right, as you exhale, tuck your chin and tailbone. And pull your belly button into your lower back. Let's do that again. Inhale, chin and tailbone lift. Pull the belly down. Exhale, tuck the chin and tuck the tailbone. Pull the belly up. All right, let's do that again. Inhale. And exhale. And one more time, just like that. Inhale. And then exhale. Awesome job. We'll return to a neutral spine here. Rotate your hands so that the fingers point forward. Pointing forward mostly with the index finger, right? So the fingers may rotate outwards slightly just to create a little more space for the shoulders, right? Especially if you have wide shoulders or maybe even tight shoulders, right? So with the palms pressing firmly into your mat, keep the shape of your right leg, right? So keep this wonderful angle in your right knee, and then lift your right knee up to the side, right? Flex your toes towards your knee as you lift the knee up, all right? And then go and lower back down. All right, we'll do that again. Inhale, lift the knee up, keep the shape. Exhale, lower back down. And one more time. As you inhale, lift your right knee up as high as you can, and then make 3 of the biggest circles you've ever made with your right knee. Doesn't matter the direction, right? All right, and 3 of the biggest, best circles, ovals, or ellipses you've created. Go ahead and move in the other direction, right? Doesn't necessarily have to match the circles you made in the previous direction, unless, of course, that's some kind of thing for you. All right, and then come back to center. Extend your right foot back behind you. Square the hips to the floor. Take a nice full breath in. And then exhale, lower your right knee all the way back down to your mat. Right, as your right knee finds the floor. Right, we'll warm up the left leg here a little bit more. So keep the same shape in the left knee, the left leg, and lift the left knee up to the side. Right, flex the toes towards your knee. And then exhale, lower back down. All right, we'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift the left knee. And exhale, lower back down. All right, one more time. As you inhale, lift the left knee. All right, pausing for the briefest moment, and then same as the previous side, we'll make 3 big circles, ovals, or ellipses, whatever's clever in your favorite direction to start. All right, if you want to get really fancy, you could trace perhaps some triangles or perhaps even rectangles, right? Something fancy for a Wednesday evening, right? Then switch directions if you haven't done so already. All right, then extend your left foot, left leg back behind you, square the hips to the floor, take a nice full breath in. And then as you exhale, lower your left knee all the way back down to your mat. All right, once your knees are safely on the floor, go and lower all the way down to your belly. All right, so step the knees back, lower the hips, lower the shoulders, and once you arrive safely on the floor, untuck your toes, and then hug your legs together. Right, so hug the heels and their inner legs together, and then we'll find our Sphinx pose. All right, so walk your elbows forward so that they're beneath your shoulders. Right, press into the palms and lift your heart up. Right, we'll take a moment or 2 here just to warm up the neck a little bit more, right, as we get comfortable in this wonderful shape known as Sphinx. Right, so press into the palms and just rock your right ear over to your right shoulder. All right, then inhale, come back to center. Exhale, left ear, left shoulder. And then inhale back to center. Exhale, right to right. Inhale back to center. Exhale, left to left. All right, take a nice big inhale, come back to center. As you exhale, lower your chin towards your heart. We'll warm up the neck here with one more little bit of movement here. Right, so just rocking the ears from side to side, same as before, but this time with the chin dropped comfortably forward. Right, so as you find your next exhale, bring your right ear towards your right shoulder. Inhale back to center. Exhale, left ear, left shoulder. All right, one more time each side. Inhale. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. Awesome job. Come back to center. On your next inhalation, lift your chin triumphantly away from your heart and tuck your toes, right, if they aren't already, right? As you tuck your toes, step the little space between your feet, right? So maybe about hips width apart or maybe a little bit closer, right? So with the palms pressing firmly into your mat, press into your fingertips too. Take a nice big breath in. As you exhale, tuck your chin just a little bit towards your heart, tuck your tailbone, and lift your hips off the floor. All right, take a moment or 2 here. Feel the lower belly lift, all right? And then lower all the way back down. All right, we're going to add on a little bit more. If you want to pause anywhere along the way, which includes right here, you totally can, and enjoy your Sphinx pose, right? Otherwise, if you're moving right along, take a nice full breath in. As you exhale, tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone, lift the hips, and then the knees off the floor. Okay. Take a nice full breath in your forearm plank, and then as you exhale, lower your knees, lower your hips all the way down. All right, keep the toes tucked. Take a nice full breath in. As you exhale, once again, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone, leave or lift the knees. And then once you lift the knees, if you lift the knees, tiptoe your feet towards your elbows. Right? Just tiptoeing into your first dolphin, first of many, right? So thank goodness for small things. Tiptoe your feet back towards the back edge of your mat. Stabilize the hips in your forearm plank first. All right? So just lowering to about shoulder level, and then lower all the way down. All right, take another full breath in. As you exhale one more time, press into the elbows, lift the hips, lift the knees. And then tiptoe your feet towards your elbows. All right, we'll pause here for just a few moments. Press into the palms. See if you can start to bring your ears between your arms. All right, if you're ready for a little more support, you can lower your knees for a baby dolphin. Right, cute little baby dolphin. Right, just another breath wherever you are. All right, then go and tiptoe your feet back into your forearm plank. All right, stabilize the hips. Take a nice full breath in. And then exhale, lower your hips all the way down to your mat. Once you arrive safely on the floor, untuck your toes, walk your hands out a little bit wider than your mat, move your block out of the way if needed, and then lift up onto your fingertips, right? Point the elbows up towards the ceiling, hug the heels together. Then as you inhale, tuck your chin and roll your shoulders up any amount. As you exhale, lift your chin, lower the shoulders back down. All right, we'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, roll up. And exhale, lower back down. All right, one more time. Inhale, roll up. And exhale, lower back down. All right, as you lower back down to the floor, go ahead and take a moment to find your block or your prop. Right? Hopefully you ignored my advice to place it at the back of your mat. right? If you heeded my advice, you can always throw your prop at the TV, right? But go ahead and move that prop out in front of you, right? So with the prop out in front of you, bring the prop in between the hands, right? So we're going to start in the right hand. So if you have something different, like perhaps a water bottle or maybe a hand weight, just hold it in your right hand first, right? So from here, you start to lift the hands off the floor, right, with the prop in your hands. All right. If you'd like to add a little bit more, hug your heels together, lift the legs up too. Take a nice full breath in. Reach the block or your block out to the right. All right. So sweep the hands out. You're going to bring your prop or your block behind you. Pass it to your left hand. And then inhale, bring the hands out to the sides. This time the block out to the left. And then overhead. All right. Switch hands to the right. Inhale, hands out to the side. Exhale behind. Inhale out to the side. Exhale overhead. All right, one more time just to be sure. Inhale, block to the right. Exhale behind, switch sides. Inhale, block to the left. Exhale overhead and release. Right, leave the block or prop on the floor. Take a nice big inhale. Lift your hands, lift your feet. As you exhale, bend your elbows, cactus the arms. And then release all the way to the floor. Replace your hands beneath your shoulders, retuck your toes. As you inhale, press up. And as you exhale, we'll press back into our downward facing dog. All right, so even though we've been in dolphin, right, we'll take a moment or two in our downward dog to move in a way that feels comfortable to you. Right? So maybe a little familiarity, maybe something a little different. Right? Find some movement here that feels good in your body for another breath or two. Right? Hands should be somewhere about shoulder width apart. Spread the fingers, press into the fingertips. Right, take a peek back at the feet. They should be somewhere about hips width apart. Right, let's find a moment or two of stillness in our downward dog. Press into the palms, lengthen through the shoulders, and lengthen or lift the hips. Right? Even if you can't press your heels all the way down onto the floor, right? That's not actually required. Right? Feel the backs of your legs lengthen by pressing your heels towards the floor. All right, take a nice big inhale, bend the knees, sit your hips toward your heels. As you exhale, tuck your chin, straighten your legs into plank pose. Right, you may find yourself asking here, finally, in plank pose. It's already almost 20 minutes into class, right? I know. I'm sorry it took so long. Right, inhale, press back, bend the knees, lift up onto the tippy toes. Exhale, tuck the chin, straighten the legs. Plank pose. Hello, plank. Right, one more time. Inhale, press back. Exhale, rock your way forward into plank pose. This time we'll spend a moment or two getting a little more acquainted with our dear friend plank. Press into the palms. If at this time you'd like to lower your knees, right, know that you totally can. If at a later point you'd like to lower your knees, you can totally do that too. Right, but wherever your knees happen to be, engage the muscles in your legs and then find your breath. We'll take a couple more here. All right, nice and steady with your breath, wherever you happen to be in your body, in your thoughts, right? See if you can reconnect to the steady rhythm of your breathing. All right, take one more full breath in. And then as you exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. All right, and once you arrive safely on the floor, same as before, untuck the toes, hug the heels and inner legs together, and then walk your hands out wide. All right, lift up onto the fingertips, point the elbows high. Inhale, tuck your chin, and roll the shoulders up any amount. Exhale, lift the chin, lower back down. We'll do that just twice more. Inhale. And then exhale. Again, inhale. And then exhale. All right. As you arrive safely on the floor, once again, walk your hands out in front of you. Right. Find your block or your prop or whatever you happen to be using, same as before. This time we're going to be moving, initiating the movement with the left hand. Right. So if you have something awkward like perhaps a candle, or like a glass or a glass of water or whatnot, right, grab it in your left hand only. Right. So starting same as before, lift your hands with your prop and then lift your feet. Right. Take a big inhale, swing the hands out to the sides, prop to the left. Exhale, bring your prop behind you and switch hands. Right. Inhale, out to the side, prop to the right. Exhale, bring your prop overhead and switch sides. Right. Inhale, to the left. Exhale, behind you, switch hands. Inhale to the right. And then exhale overhead. All right, one more time. Inhale, to the sides. Exhale, behind and switch. One more time. Inhale, block to the right. Then exhale overhead and lower down. All right, as you lower safely to the floor, take a nice big inhale, lift your hands, lift your feet. As you exhale, cactus your arms, hug the shoulder blades, and then lower all the way to the floor. Retuck your toes, replace your hands as you inhale, press up. And as you exhale, press all the way back into your downward facing dog. Let's take a nice full breath in. And then open mouth, exhale. All right, just a quick break here. Go and walk your hands back towards your feet, and we'll find our ragdoll. right? So as you walk your hands back, step your feet out a little bit wider than your hips, point your toes wider than your heels, and grab onto your forearms and your elbows. And just let your upper body hang loose here. Right. Just swaying the shoulders, maybe your head, your ears from side to side. Maybe thinking quietly to yourself, how much longer is there left in class, right? Reminding yourself it's all about the breath. Doesn't matter how much longer there is, even if there isn't. Another 25 minutes or so. All right, go start to come back to center. Release your arms, release your elbows. Walk the feet together, or about hips width apart or so. Take a big inhale. Bring your hands to your shins. Lift up halfway and spot the front of your mat. As you exhale, walk your hands out into your downward facing dog. All right, so same as before. Step the hands out to about shoulder width. Press your hips towards the wall behind you and lengthen down through the heels. All right. From here, take a nice big inhale. Bend the knees. Look between the hands. As you exhale, walk or step your feet to the front edge of your mat. All right, as you step your feet forward, take a nice big inhale, lift up halfway. And then as you exhale, bend your knees, lower your hips towards your heels, right? So lower down any amount, even if you can lower all the way, right? So lowering down all the way if you can, right? Tuck the chin, let the upper body be loose. And then on your next inhale, we're going to slowly come all the way up. So begin by pressing the heels, start to straighten the legs, let the shoulders be heavy. And then as you complete your inhalation, reach the hands high, extend into the fingertips. All right, then as you exhale, bend the elbows, lower the hips, and we'll lower down into chair pose. Right, so keep the hands overhead. Another old friend where you might be thinking, finally chair pose, right? But from here, just take a moment or two just to reconnect or to connect to your chair pose. Press into the heels, feel the backs of your legs activate. If at any time in chair you need to bring your hands to your heart, or really anytime your hands are overhead, you can always bring your hands onto your heart. Right, but we'll spend a lot of time in chair today with our hands at the heart anyway. Right, so take a nice big inhale, bend the knees, lower the hips just a little bit more, and then exhale, fold all the way forward. All right, take a big inhale, lift up halfway, lengthen out over the toes. As you exhale, bend your knees, lower your hips as low as you can, and then begin to round the shoulders. All right, as you inhale, start to tuck the chin, straighten the legs, and slowly roll all the way up. Complete the inhale, extend into the fingertips. Exhale, bend the knees, lower the hips into chair pose. All right, this time, right, as you bend the knees and lower the hips into chair pose, lift your heels off the floor. Right, we'll call this tippy toe chair. Right, as if it would be called anything else. Right. From here, as you bring your heels off the floor, bring your hands up to your heart too. Right, keep your heart lifted to your thumbs. Right, keep the heels lifted as high as you can. Maybe begin to tap or lower your elbows towards the knees. Take a nice big breath in. Exhale, straighten the legs, press the heels down, and fold forward. All right, let's do that one more time. Inhale, lift up halfway. Then as you exhale, bend the knees, lower the hips as low as you can. All right, tuck the chin. Inhale, slowly round all the way up. Finish the inhalation and extend into the fingertips. Exhale, bend the knees. All right, lift the heels, lower the hands, so right into our tippy toe chair. All right, keep the heart lifted, same as before. Begin to lower the elbows towards the knees. All right, and then lower your hips towards your heels. Right, so if you need to lower your hands to the floor or your blocks, if you haven't done so already, right? No, you totally can, as if you needed my permission to do that, right? Right, so wherever your hands happen to be, begin to lean the shoulders back and start to lower your knees towards the floor in front of you without tapping all the way down, if you can help it. Right, and then lift your knees all the way back up, and we're going to lower the heels towards the floor any amount. If you can lower all the way down, super awesome. Not necessary, but see if you can. And then lift the heels back up. All right, one more time, each direction. Right, so lean the shoulders back. Right, maybe the knees tap down just to make sure the floor's still there. Yep, still there. Right, and then lift back up. Lean the shoulders forward, lower the heels towards the floor. Maybe you lower the heels for a quick malasana. Right, we'll visit this one later for sure. Right, but for now, lift the heels back up. All right, as you lift your shoulders away from your knees, we're going to lift right back into our tippy toe chair. So from here, bring your hands to your heart, press into the toes, and lift your hips up. All right, take a nice big breath in here. As you exhale, fold all the way forward. All right, bring both hands to the floor, take a nice big inhale. Step both feet back behind you into your plank pose. All right, so as we make our way through this sequence a little bit later in our class today, right, we'll have the option here to take a full push-up or stay right here. And if you're thinking, why the heck would I want to take a full push-up? You can totally stay right here. All right. Otherwise, you can lower your knees or keep the knees lifted, and then lower and lift the shoulders and hips at the same time. Right. Once you lower and lift the hips and shoulders, right, shift your hips back, lower your elbows to the floor for your dolphin pose. Right. So as you lower the elbows down, if you need to lower the knees first, you totally can. and then relift the knees if you want, right after the elbows land. All right. From here, take a nice big inhale, press into the palms firmly, and lift your elbows off the floor right into your downward facing dog. All right. Let's take a nice full breath in, and then open mouth exhale. All right. Let's go ahead and practice that a little more. Right. On your next inhale, bend the knees, look between the hands. As you exhale, walk, hop, or step to the front edge of your mat. Right. Feet will place somewhere about hips width apart. Bend the knees, lower the hips. Inhale into chair pose. Right. As you exhale, lower the hands, lift the heels. Right. Begin to lower your elbows towards your knees. Right. Lower your hips towards your heels. Right. Lean the shoulders back. We'll do just one this time, each direction. So lean the shoulders back, tap or hover the knees towards the floor, any amount, then lift. Lean the shoulders forward, then tap or lower the heels down any amount. And as you lift the heels back up, lift the shoulders from the knees. Lift your hips from your heels. Take a nice big breath in. And then as you exhale, bring both hands to the floor, step or jump your feet back into your plank pose. Option to stay right here, lower the knees, or lower and lift through a full push-up, right? Once you lower and lift through the push-up, right, shift your hips back, lower the elbows into dolphin pose. Right, press into the palms, lift the elbows off the floor into your downward facing dog. Right, one more time, just for fun. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, walk, hop, or step forward. Right. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, tippy-toe chair. All right, lower down a little bit more, maybe tap the elbows to the knees just to make sure they're still there. Yep, still there. All right, good news all around. All right, lower your hips towards your heels, lean the shoulders, and hover or tap the knees. All right, lift the knees, lean the shoulders forward now, hover or tap the heels. All right, lift the shoulders away from the knees, lift the hips away from the heels. Take a nice full breath in. And then as you exhale, bring both hands to the floor, step or jump back. Stay or lower and lift. All right, press back into your dolphin pose. Bring the elbows to the floor. All right, big inhale, press into the palms. Press back into your downward facing dog. Awesome job. Take a nice full breath in. And then open mouth exhale. Let's do that again. Nice full breath in. And then open mouth exhale. And take a nice big breath in. Bend the knees, sit the hips towards the heels. As you exhale, tuck your chin, round your shoulders forward into your plank pose. All right, let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, press the hips back, bend the knees, lift up onto the toes. Exhale, straighten the legs. 1 more time. Inhale, press back. Exhale, plank pose. All right, as you make your way into your plank pose, bring your left knee to the floor, and then sway your right instep down to your mat. We'll find Vasisthasana, side plank, on the left. All right, so right hand can reach up overhead if that's comfortable for your shoulder. You can also rest your hand on your hip instead. All right, if it's comfortable for your neck, gaze up towards the ceiling. Right, just to count all the spots that you may need to clean later, right, for later. Right. Nice. Take a nice full breath in. And as you exhale, bring both hands to the floor, step both feet back behind you, and lower all the way down. All right, once you lower all the way down, untuck the toes, walk the hands wide, lift up onto the fingers, inhale, roll up. And exhale, lower down. All right, reach your hands out in front of you. As you inhale, lift the hands up. As you exhale, bend the elbows, cactus the arms, and then lower back down. Replace your hands beneath your shoulders, retuck your toes, and then inhale, press up. And then exhale, press all the way back, downward facing dog. Let's do that just 1 more time on the other side, just to make sure we know what to do once we get there, right? So inhale, bend the knees, sit the hips low. And then exhale, straighten the legs into plank pose. All right, 2 more times. Inhale, press back, lift the heels. Exhale, plank. 1 more time. Inhale, press back. As you exhale, roll your way forward into your plank pose. We'll find our side plank now on the right. Right? So lower the right knee, sway the left instep to the floor, and then sweep your left hand majestically towards the sky. Right? Same as before, you can rest your left hand on your hip. If it's comfortable for your neck, maybe gaze up towards the ceiling, or really wherever is most comfortable for your neck to gaze, or your eyes to gaze for your neck, if that made any sense. 1 more breath. Right? Take 1 more inhalation. As you exhale, bring both hands to the floor. Step back and lower all the way down. All right, same as before. Walk the hands out. Inhale, roll up. And exhale, lower down. All right. Reach the hands overhead. Lift the hands, lift the feet as you inhale. Exhale, bend the elbows. Maybe lift a little bit higher. and then release all the way to the floor. Replace the hands, retuck the toes. Inhale, press up, and then exhale, press all the way back. Downward facing dog. Awesome job. Take a nice full breath in. And then open mouth, exhale. You see that again, nice full breath in. And then open mouth, exhale. Now go and start to walk your hands back towards your feet. All right, as you walk your hands back towards your feet, walk your feet out to about hip width apart, maybe a shade wider. Bend your knees, lower your hips towards your heels, and we'll roll all the way up. All right, so as you inhale, slowly roll all the way up. Take a nice big inhale, sweep your hands up overhead. As you exhale, sweep your hands behind you and interlace your fingers. Right? So as you interlace your fingers, press the palms, reach your knuckles towards the floor. Start with the knees bent. Right? Inhale, lift the chin, gaze up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, with the knees still bent, right? Slowly hinge into a fold. Right? So as you come forward here, you can step the feet out a little bit wider because it feels magical to do that. Or you can keep the feet where they are because it feels just as magical as is. Right? But wherever your feet happen to be, start to bring your hands away from your body any amount. Right? So that could be a few inches. That could be a lot more than a few inches. Right? See if you can start to relax the shoulders, your head, your neck here for just a few more breaths. Right? Nice and steady with your breath. Whatever randomness happens to be going on upstairs, right? See if you can put that off until later at least. Unless, of course, it's completely random and unimportant, then you can put it off until never, right? But release your hands back down to the floor. Take a big breath in, lift up halfway, look forward. As you exhale, walk the hands out into your downward facing dog. All right, awesome job. Press into the palms, press your hips back, press into the heels. Take a nice full breath in. And then open mouth, exhale. Let's do that again. Nice full breath in. And then open mouth, exhale. Right, so just another breath or two here in our downward facing dog. We'll begin to move through a few new movements and transitions, right, using some of the movements that we've already incorporated, that we've already started to build on. Right, so from here, take a nice big inhale, bend the knees, look between the hands. Right, as you exhale, walk, hop, or step to the front of your mat. Right, inhale, lift up into chair pose. As you exhale, bring your hands down to your heart and lift your heels. Right, as you lift your heels, start to lower your hips towards your heels. Right, use your hands in any way you feel the need to. Right, but from here, once your hips find your heels, shift forward, bring your knees all the way down to the floor, and then take a stand on your shins. Right, go and sit back onto the heels. As you sit back onto the heels, lean back, lift the knees. Lean forward, lower the heels any amount. And then go and lift the heels back up. And once you lift your heels, once again, bring the palms to the heart, lift your hips from your heels, inhale. Right, keep pressing into the right foot, the ball of your right foot. And then as you exhale, step your left foot back into your high lunge. Right, so see if you can keep the right heel lifted, maybe re-lift the right heel. And either press the palms gently at your heart or reach the hands overhead for a modified high lunge. Right, nice deep bend into the right knee. All right, nice and steady with your breath. All right, press into the right heel as you inhale. Straighten your right leg, bend your left knee in front of you. Right, as you exhale, step back into your high lunge. Right, you can keep the right heel down. Right, just because. Right, inhale, press into the right heel, straighten your right leg, left knee lifts, and then exhale, step back, high lunge. One more time, as you inhale, press into the right heel, lift your left knee. Right, as you exhale, bring your hands down to your heart and bring your left knee to the left. Right, so as you bring your left knee to the left, if you're feeling somewhat stable here, you can start to press the palms out to the sides. Right, but point your toes down towards the floor. We'll take just a breath or two more here. Right, on your next inhalation, reach your hands up overhead, bring your left knee back to center. Right, as you exhale, we'll step back into our warrior two. Right, so hinge forward, step your left toes to the floor at the back of your mat, and as you spin your left instep to the floor, lower your hands to shoulder level, and we'll open up into warrior two. Right, adjust the feet if needed, right, but it creates some space here by extending into the fingertips, and then gaze over your right hand. Right, just a couple more breaths. All right, rotate your right palm towards the ceiling. Inhale, reverse your warrior. All right, as you exhale, bring both hands to your heart, Skandasana to the left. Right, so bend the left knee, straighten the front leg, any amount. All right, then as you inhale again, rebend into the front knee, bring both hands to the floor, and step your right foot back behind you. All right, from here, sway both heels over to the left. We'll find our side flick again. All right, so reach the right hand up overhead. If you'd like, you can keep the left knee or bring the left knee to the floor. All right, on your next exhale, bring both hands down, step both feet back, and then lower all the way down. All right, untuck the toes, walk the hands wide. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, lower down. All right, reach your hands overhead, lift the hands, lift the feet. Inhale. Exhale, cactus the arms and lift, and then lower all the way down. Replace the hands, retuck the toes. Inhale, press up. And exhale, press all the way back, downward facing dog. Awesome job. Take a nice full breath in. Then take a nice big breath out. All right, take a nice full breath in, bend the knees, look between the hands. As you exhale, walk up or float your way to the front of your mat. All right, inhale, chair pose. Exhale, tippy toe chair. Lower the hands, lift the heels. All right, same as before, begin to lower the hips towards the heels. Right, use the hands on anything you happen to have handy. Right, lean the shoulders back, tap with the knees down, and then come to a stand on the shins, lift all the way up, and then lower all the way back down. Right, lean the shoulders back, lift the knees, lean forward, lower the heels as much as you can, maybe tap down, and then lift all the way up. All right, once you stabilize in toe stand, press into the balls of your feet, lift your hips from your heels. All right, pressing into the ball of your left foot, take a nice big breath in. As you exhale, step your right foot to the floor behind you into your high lunge, or this modified high lunge, right? Reach the hands overhead or press the palms gently at your heart. Same as the previous side, see if you can lift your front heel up as high as you can. All right, press into the left heel. Right, lower the left heel as you inhale, straighten the left leg, bend your right knee in front of you. Exhale, step back into high lunge, right? Keep the left heel down this time. All right, inhale, straighten the left leg, bend the right knee. Exhale, high lunge. One more time. As you inhale, bend your right knee up in front of you. You'll find a moment or two here more in our balance. So bring the hands to the heart if they aren't yet there. Right, then slowly draw the right knee, the right leg open. All right. Keep the hips square as best as you can. Point your toes down towards the floor. And if you're feeling somewhat stable right here in this shape, you can press the palms out. Nice and steady wherever you happen to be with your breath. Or with your body, in your breath. Inhale, come back to center. Reach the hands overhead, right knee back to center. Exhale, warrior two. All right, so step the right toes to the floor behind you. Spin the instep to the floor. Right, and as you open your hips, your shoulders adjust the feet and extend open. Right, gaze over the left hand. We'll take 2 steady breaths. Rotate your left palm up towards the ceiling. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, Skandasana to the right. So bend the back knee, straighten the front leg, lower any amount. As you inhale again, rebend into the front knee, bring both hands to the floor. Step back and lower all the way down. Untuck the toes, walk the hands wide. As you inhale, roll the heart up any amount. And exhale, lower right back down. Reach the hands overhead. Inhale, lift the hands, lift the feet. Exhale, cactus the arms. And then release all the way to the floor. Replace the hands. Retuck the toes. Inhale, press up. And then exhale, press all the way back. Downward facing dog. Awesome job. Take a nice full breath in. And then open mouth, exhale. All right, on your next inhalation, bend the knees, look between the hands. As you exhale, walk up or step to the front edge of your mat. All right, from here, as you inhale, lift up into your chair pose. And then exhale, bring your hands down to your heart and lift your heels. All right, this time, start to bring your elbows down towards your knees. All right. Right, so instead of lowering the hips towards the heels, forward toes down, we're going to take a moment or two here in our tippy toe chair. Right, if you'd like to start to bring your hands to the floor to play with crow or perhaps baby crow, right, you can start to bring your hands to the floor. Otherwise, keep your hands at your heart instead. Right. So if you are going into crow or baby crow, bring both hands to the floor about shoulder level with the index finger pointed forward. Right, keep your chin lifted. Start to use your tippy toes to shift into your fingertips. Then as you bend your elbows, right, maybe feel 1 foot lift off the floor, maybe 2 feet lift off the floor. Right, take a nice full breath in. All right, as you exhale, bring both hands down if they aren't yet there, and then step or jump your feet back, and then lower and lift through a full push-up. All right, from here, shift back, lower the elbows. All right, inhale, press into the palms, and lift up into your downward facing dog. Let's take a nice full breath in. And then open mouth, exhale. So that one more time, nice full breath in. And then open mouth exhale. Right. On your next inhalation, bend your knees, look between the hands. As you exhale, walk hop or step to the front edge of your mat. Right. As you inhale, chair pose. And as you exhale, tippy toe chair. Right. Same as before, lower the hands, lift the heels. This time we'll lower the hips all the way down to the heels. Use the hands if needed. All right. Same as before, lean the shoulders back, lower the knees. And once the knees land, lift all the way up onto the knees. All right, we're going to add on here. Right. So this time as you sit the hips towards the heels, lean the shoulders back, lift the knees again. Right, lean the shoulders forward, lower your heels all the way down to the floor. This time we're actually going to take a seat, right? So thank goodness for small things. All right, so once you find the floor with your seats, all right, reach your feet out in front of you, tuck your chin, and lower down into Ardha Navasana. Right, bring your lower back all the way down to your mat, but see if you can curl your shoulders away from the floor. Right, keep the thigh muscles active. We'll take one breath here, just to cherish our half boat. Take a nice big breath in, sweep your feet up overhead. As you exhale, rock forward. Use your hands if needed. And we'll make our way right back into our Malasana. Right? Heels down. Lift the heels. Lift the shoulders. And then lift the hips. Right back into our chair pose. Right, awesome job. Tippy toe chair to be exact. Right? So press into the balls of your right foot. Take a nice big inhale. As you exhale, step your left foot to the floor behind you for our modified high lunge once again. Press the palms at the heart or reach the hands up overhead. And then relift your right heel. Once again, bring the right heel all the way down to the floor. Inhale, straighten your right leg. Bend the left knee in front of you. And then exhale, step back into high lunge. All right, again, inhale, straighten the right leg. Bend the left knee in front of you. And then exhale, step back. One more time. Inhale. Left knee comes forward. Exhale, lower your hands down to your heart. All right, if you'd like to make this a little more interesting, you can start to straighten your left foot out in front of you, or you can always just keep the left knee bent, same as before. All right, draw the left knee, the left leg over to the left. All right, same as the previous side. If you'd like to make this a little more challenging, you start to press the palms out to the sides as well. All right, your next inhalation, bring your hands up overhead, bring your left foot, your left knee back to center. As you exhale, we're going to make our way into our warrior three. So flex the toes, scissor your legs together. And as you extend your left foot back behind you, point the toes. Hands can continue to reach overhead, compress firmly at the heart, or extend back behind you. Right, wherever your hands happen to be, feel the muscles in your left glute engage, and then maybe feel the left foot lift a little bit higher. Right, just a breath or two more, wherever you are. Right, take a nice big breath in, start to bend the right knee. As you exhale, we'll step back into warrior two once again. Spin the left instep down, reach the hands out at shoulder level. Right, on your next inhalation, reach your right hand over your right foot, rotate the palm up. As you exhale, sweep your left arm over your left ear and face the palms together. Right, if you'd like a little more support, you can always rest your elbow on your knee. Right, but wherever your elbow happens to be, lean the left shoulder back and perhaps gaze up towards the ceiling. And of course, if it doesn't feel comfortable in your neck or if there's too much going on your ceiling, right, you can gaze wherever the heck you want. Right. On your next inhalation, sweep your left hand behind you, reach your right hand up overhead. As you exhale, Skandasana to the left, bend the left knee and lower any amount. All right, inhale, rebend into the front knee. Bring both hands to the floor. All right, step your right foot back, sway the heels over to the left. Side plank on the left, right hand reaches up. All right, as you exhale, bring both hands to the floor. Step both feet back and lower all the way down. Walk the hands wide, lift up onto the fingertips, inhale, roll out. And exhale, lower down. All right, reach the hands up overhead, lift the hands, lift the feet as you inhale. Exhale, cactus the arms, and lower down. All right, replace the hands, retuck the toes, inhale, press up. And as you exhale, press all the way back, downward facing dog. Awesome job. One more time. Inhale, bend the knees, look between the hands. Exhale, walk up or float your way to the front edge of your mat. Inhale into chair pose. Exhale, lower the hands, lift the heels. All right, so one more time here. All right, lower the hips towards the heels. All right, lean back, lower the knees to the floor. Come to a stand on the shins. And then lower the hips towards the heels. Lean the shoulders back. Use the hands as often as you need. And then as you lower the hips towards, or the heels towards the floor, all right, take a moment to pause. Right, lower your seat all the way down to the floor. Once your hips find the safety of the floor, reach your hands forward, tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone. We'll lower into Ardha Navasana, half boat pose. Right, feel the glutes, feel the thigh muscles engage. And then connect to the steady rhythm of your breath. Just a breath or two more. All right, take a nice big breath in. Start to sweep the feet up overhead. All right, we'll make our way right back into our malasana. All right, so as you exhale, sweep the feet forward. Use the hands if needed. As you bring the feet to the floor, lift your shoulders, lift your hips. All right, keep the left heel lifted, press into the ball of your left foot. Take a nice full breath in. As you exhale, we'll find our modified high lunge one more time. Step your right foot to the back of your mat. Press into the palms or reach up overhead. All right, nice and active in the left leg. Right? As we start to move into our balance here, start to press into the left heel. Inhale, straighten the left leg, bend the right knee up in front of you. And then exhale, step back into high lunge. All right, we'll do that just 2 more times. Inhale, bend the right knee forward. And then exhale, step back. All right, one more time. As you inhale, bend the right knee up in front of you. Lower your hands down to your heart. All right, same as the previous side. If you'd like a little more challenge here, you can start to straighten your right foot out in front of you, but you definitely don't have to. Right? Start to bring the right foot, the right leg over to the right. All right, keep the palms pressing firmly at the heart or press the palms out to the sides for another breath or two. On your next inhalation, reach the hands overhead, bring your right knee back to center. All right, straighten the right leg out in front of you. As you exhale, scissor the legs together, and we'll find one more warrior 3 here. All right, so as you start to reach your right foot behind you, point the toes. Keep the chin, keep the heart lifted. Hands can continue to reach overhead. Press at the heart or reach back at the hips. All right, wherever your hands happen to be. All right, engage the muscles in the back of your right leg. Take one more full breath in. As you exhale, step back into a warrior 2 once again. As the toes find the floor, spin your heel down. Reach the hands wide at shoulder level. Nice deep bend into the left knee. All right, one more side angle here. Extend forward into the left fingertips. Rotate the left palm up. As you exhale, sweep your right arm over your right ear. Same as before, keep the palms facing together or bring your left elbow to your left knee. All right, lean the right shoulder open. We'll take just 2 more deep breaths here. All right, nice and steady with your breath. Press or wrap into the outer edge of your back foot. All right, on your next inhalation, sweep your right hand behind you. Left hand sweeps skyward. Exhale, hands to your heart. Skandasana to the right. One more time. As you inhale, rebend into the left knee. Bring both hands flat. Left foot steps back. One more side plank here. Sway both heels over to the right. Sweep the left hand up overhead. Take a nice full breath in. As you exhale, lower both hands all the way down to the floor. And then lower all the way down. As you land, untuck the toes one more time. Walk the hands wide. Lift up onto the fingertips. Inhale, roll the heart out. And exhale, lower back down. One more time here. Reach the hands overhead. As you inhale, lift the hands, lift the feet. Exhale, bend the elbows. Lift the heart high. And then return to the floor. Replace your hands. Retuck the toes. Inhale, press up. And then exhale, press all the way back. Downward facing dog. Just take a nice full breath in. And then open mouth, exhale. One more time here. Take a nice big inhale. Bend the knees. Look between the hands. As you exhale, walk up or step to the front edge of your mat. Right, inhale, lift up into chair pose. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Lift your heels. Right. So last one, best one. All right. We finished a little bit early today, so I figured we'd just stay in our tippy-toe chair pose for the rest of class. Right. So hopefully you didn't just click off. Right. But here, right. One more time. With the heels off the floor, start to lower your elbows towards your knees. All right, same as before, you can stay right here with the hands off the floor if you don't want to bring your hands on. If you want one last visit here with your crow or baby crow, start to bring your hands to the floor. All right, keep your chin, keep your gaze lifted, start to bend the elbows. Maybe shift forward, lift 1 or 2 feet off the floor. Take a nice full breath in. As you exhale, step, hop, or jump your feet back behind you and lower all the way down. All right, as you lower all the way down to the floor, you're going to reach your right arm, your right hand out to the side. All right, so as you reach your right arm out to the side, you're going to use your left hand just to roll onto your right hip. All right, just a little stretch here for the right shoulder, the muscles in the right side of your chest. All right, if you'd like, you can start to open up here, bending your top knee and stepping your foot behind you, right, wherever you are with your top foot. Just a breath or 2 more here. And then going to lower all the way back down. Right, extend your right leg, right foot back behind you. Extend your left arm out to the side, and we're just going to switch sides here. All right, so same as the previous side, you're just going to use your right hand now to roll onto your opposite hip. Right, and as you roll onto that opposite hip, right, if you want to bend your top knee, your right knee this time, you can step your foot behind you. Right, wherever you are, though, just a few moments here just to relax and breathe. Right, it doesn't have to be the deepest stretch. All right, then we'll start to come back to center here, straighten both legs behind you. All right, once you arrive safely on your stomach, once again, bend your knees and reach back with your hands. All right, so you're either going to grab your feet with your hands or maybe your shins with your hands and flex the toes. If you can't quite reach back and grab both feet at the same time, right, you can also use a belt or a strap or a towel even, right, just something so that you can loop around your ankles or your shins, right, grab on with your hands. All right, so whatever your feet happen to be kicking into, your hands or some prop or another, right? Kick your feet back. Let the effort in your legs roll the shoulders away from the floor. And once your shoulders are lifted away from your mat, start to lift the tops of your legs off the floor. And we'll hold here for a few breaths. All right, continue to lift and extend your body as you continue to breathe steadily here. All right, take one more inhale. And then exhale, lower all the way down to the floor. Release your feet. All right, release your heads to the floor. Just a moment or two here to breathe. Maybe sway the heels from side to side. All right, and then bring the heels back to center. Rebend the knees. We'll do that just one more time. All right, so same as before. Reach back with your hands. Grab the feet. Grab your shins and flex the toes. Or grab your prop here looped around the shins. All right, kick your feet back into your hands or your prop. Lift the shoulders. Lift your legs. And then breathe steadily here, right? 3 deep breaths. Right? Continue to lift and extend your body, right? Think about extending from the top of your mat to the bottom of your mat as well as lifting away from the floor. Let's take a nice full breath in. And then exhale, lower all the way down to your mat. Once you find the safety of the floor, release your feet. Bring both hands beneath your shoulders. Right, from here, we'll press back into our child's pose. Right, so press the hips all the way to the heels. Once your hips find the comfort of your heels, lower your forehead to the floor or to something comfortable. And we'll take a few moments here to relax and breathe. Getting to slow things down here just a little bit. Allow your breath to regulate again. Right, then start to make your way onto your hands and knees. And as you make your way into your tabletop, we're just going to make our way onto our seats here. Right, so nothing too fancy. You can cross your ankles and sit over your shins, or you can swing your feet out to the sides. Right, whatever's clever. Right, start to bring your feet out in front of you. Right, we'll fold here with just kind of a modified straddle, right? So instead of walking the feet out super duper wide, just to the sides or the edges of your mat, right? Same as any of our folds though, right? Flex your toes back towards your knees, right? Sit up nice and tall, take a full breath in, lengthen up into the fingertips. And as you exhale, reach forward. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, lengthen up. And as you exhale, lengthen forward. Right, from here, as you lengthen forward, you can grab onto your toes, the edges of your feet, your prop if you happen to have one, or you can just let the hands rest comfortably. All right, whatever you happen to be doing with your upper body, flex your toes back towards your knees. And we'll take just a few more breaths here. Slowly start to walk your hands back towards your body. All right, step your feet a little bit closer together, and then scooch in towards your heels. Right, make sure you have plenty of room to lie back, because that's where we're going. Right, but from here, grab onto the backs of your legs. Right, as you grab onto the backs of your legs, float your feet magically off the floor. Keep the heart lifted. And from here, as we start to make our way onto our backs, you can continue to hold onto the legs for support. If you'd like a little more challenge, you can start to reach your hands forward. All right, but tuck your chin, straighten your feet out in front of you, and we'll revisit our Ardha Navasana one last time. And keep the heart, keep the shoulders lifted. If you'd like a little more challenge, you can start to reach your hands up overhead, aligning your arms with your ears. All right, let's take one more inhale. And then exhale, release all the way down to the floor. Right, as you find the comfort of the floor, once again, bring both knees in towards your body. We'll take a quick visit here with our happy baby. Right, so hug your knees in towards your shoulders. If you'd like, you can also grab the edges of your feet and point your heels towards the ceiling. All right, just a few breaths here to rock gently from side to side. Come back to center here with the legs. Keep the knees bent. Place the feet on the floor just about hips width apart or so. And then reach your arms out to the sides with the palms facing down. Cross your right knee over your left so that the thighs are together, right? So instead of the figure four shape, bring your legs all the way together. And then lower your knees to the left. Right, as you lower your knees to the left, shift your gaze to the right. And if for whatever reason this is a little more sensation than you're looking for in this particular moment, you can always unravel the legs. Right? Just a couple more breaths though, wherever you are. Right, then on your next inhalation, slowly bring the knees back to center. Give yourself a quick hug. All right, then replace the feet on the floor about hips width apart or so. This time cross your left knee or left thigh over the right. Extend the arms out to the sides and then lower the knees over to the right. Right, shift your gaze over to the left and we'll take one last twist here. Right, same as before, if you want to unravel the legs, I know that you can if you haven't done so already. So slowly start to bring your knees back to center. Right, wrap your arms around your shins one more time to give yourself another hug, right? As you hug your knees towards your shins, lift your shoulders up towards your knees. Rewrap your arms around your shins and squeeze as tightly as you can. Take a nice full breath in. All right, sip in just a little bit more. And then as you exhale, release your legs and we'll stretch out into our Shavasana. If you'd like to substitute any other shape or pose, perhaps a seated meditation here, right, take a moment or two here to get situated so that your body is comfortable. All right, allow these next few moments, these next few minutes to be about just relaxing and being in these final few moments of your practice, right, without needing to rush off just yet. Right? See if you can allow yourself the space for just a few more breaths. Allow yourself to stay here in your meditation, in your Shavasana for as long as you need. Right? Linger a little bit longer. Allow yourself that extra space in your day, right, in your week. Right? But as you make your way into the rest of your week, right, take time to find connection. Right? Take time to come back to your mat. And as you find stillness, find connection in each moment. Right? Thank you and namaste.